again, guys. No, I've not just woken up. I have been awake for a while, but I didn't want to get up too much, which probably wasn't a good idea given the fact I want to try and attempt to do a 24-hour readathon with the 2 days that I have off this week. I do have a few other things I need to do today. I've got one thing that I need to do. It's an appointment I've got at 12 something. And then I also have to make a video note part for someone I was meant to make a few days ago, but I've recently just been having a few off days where I've just not been feeling great. So yeah, it's just to think about 20 to 9, something like that. Look, it was 8:30 when I looked at the clock. Okay. So I was able to finish one of the books I was reading from last week, which was Hex and Dex. It again shouldn't have taken me that long to read it, but again I was having off days in between this. I am only 8% of the way through Art in the Blood. This is actually a reread. I did DNF the book last year or something. It might have been the year before that. I had the physical book, but I thought I'd decide to give the audiobook a try because maybe I might enjoy it a bit more, and I actually am. I've gotten basically to the point, I think, just a bit before the point I DNF'd the book. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and then I think the other, because I know I have one audiobook that's going to no longer be available on audio for free, so I need to read that before the 21st of January, and I also do have one other audiobook from my Libby library that I need to finish, well not finish, I need to start and read before it can go back to the library. And all that, but I do want to actually try and physically read something during these 24-hour readathons. Readathon. So I might try and give Elder Race another go, or Divided another go. I do also have The King of Wrath, whatever you pronounce it as, that I need to read. This is a library book that I need to read before the end of the year. So, again, I might just see how this goes and hope for the best. I also do have City of Circles that I want to try and give a go. This one wasn't on my, I don't think it was on my 2024 and 2024 list, but I've had this book for a while. I got it from Poundland, I think, so I might have to try and give this a go. So yeah, I've got 3 physical reads, and then I've got, I'm going to say 2 audible reads, because I'll do Art in the Blood on Libby, and I'll also do the other one on Audible, which I think was The Unexpected Everything. So I'll probably try and do that. I am so sorry, my hair is a really bad mess. So yeah, I've got 5 books that I'd like to read in 24 hours. And I do have 2 other things to do. So we'll see how this goes. And let's just see how long I leave 24 hours. Okay, I'll see when I go. Okay, so I've only like been reading for just under 30 minutes, and I've gotten to page 45. I have read 2 chapters, both in the point of view of Anissa, I think that's how you pronounce her name. You know what, I don't want to be pronouncing names wrong today, so let's just get our Google Translate. So her name is this. Nessie? Linus. That's how you pronounce her name. Linus, and then I think the other guy's name is Nier. Or Nier. I could be wrong.
NYR.
Okay, that is not helpful. But they're ancient names, so I'm not going to judge it. So, we're going to say Linus, Nessie, Lanessie, and Nier. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce names. But I've essentially just read a little bit. And so far, we've essentially just had 2 characters meeting. Lanessie has gone to Nier, who she believes is the all-powerful sorceress, and she is calling upon the alliance between her blood and him in order for them to help against this overlord or warlord that apparently people are saying is a demon and could control minds, and the fact that her mother is doing nothing to help. She's decided to take responsibility, even though she is the 4th disgraced daughter of this line. And no one likes her, so yeah, apparently a demon is terrorizing the land, and she takes it upon herself for her responsibilities for her kingdom to fetch this sorceress so they can stop this demon. Except this sorceress, yeah, Naira, I hate names, but essentially he isn't a sorceress, he's actually a descendant of a race, it's the same race I think, but these guys have just been colonized and he is meant to be observing them. He's actually from the original home planet as far as I'm aware. And he's received no word from home, so he's like been in suspension sleep for around about 3,000 years. It repeatedly states like how he's been stuck on essentially Earth for a millennia, and he's been waiting for home to call him back, but nothing. They've just been radio silent. And as far as he's not, and the sorcery is actually just science. It's like, you know, very high class technology, and the demon is most likely not a demon. It is someone who's just found the exact same technology and is using that technology for the purpose of bad things. So yeah, this book's like not that long. I think it's like, yeah, not including the acknowledgements, it's 198 pages. And it seems quite, and also for like this isn't, take it this is a fantasy novella. This seems a bit short because I'm not entirely sure how they're gonna. I'm not sure how much world building there's gonna be. Like there was a little bit of like a small history lesson we get from Rhea's first chapter,
but that, along with it explaining like why she was disgraced, apparently it was because she went up the mountain as a child, and now she's back as an adult. So, and Nair has made a connection with her line, thinking that she's this person he might have actually had a romantic relationship with, or had some romantic feelings for, but it just never came to pass. So yeah, that's what I've got so far. I do need to start getting ready to go to my appointments within the next 20 minutes. So maybe I'll try and see if I can get to page 100 or close enough to that. Maybe try and get to page 95, see how we go with that. I don't know. I will be probably taking this with me while I travel to where my appointments happen. If not, I will be listening to Art in the Blood. But I would like to try and see if I can at least finish this. I know Art in the Blood is at least 6 hours, maybe more. I could be wrong. Let's check. We in interest. I don't need you at the moment. So yes, Art in the Blood is roughly 6 hours, and normally with audiobooks I do listen to them quite fast, so I'm listening to this at 1.45 speed. I don't know why I'm not listening to 1.50 speed, but yeah. So I'm on part 2, I believe. I'm essentially on chapter 3. That's essentially what I'm on. And then the other audiobook I wanted to try and read. I do apologise for the noise outside, but I can't do much about it. The other audiobook, which is The Unexpected Everything, is 11 hours and 7 minutes, and I will be listening to that on 150 speed. So that will roughly be so that shouldn't be roughly too long, because if I can get through this, hopefully today, and maybe The Art of Blood, I could start The Unexpected Everything tomorrow and try and mostly get through that, and then I might also start this as well. I'm not reading this because I'm worried about getting behind on my Goodreads goal. I just want to actually challenge to see how much I can actually read in 24 hours, because I've never actually physically done it fully, and I'm always inspired by people who do the 24-hour challenge or the 48-hour challenge. It's really, and yeah, even though a lot of people may not read a lot, like I have seen where they've not read, like, you know, more than 5 books, but I've also seen it happen, but I've also seen it like not happen. So like, I'm not aiming to read 5 books, I am just seeing how much I can actually physically read, whether that be quite, you know, physical, audio, and maybe ebooks. I do have a few ebooks that I need to actually read. I need to take off my Kindle Unlimited so I can borrow more books. But I want to actually focus on mainly these two and The Art of Blood, and maybe The Unexpected Everything. And then I may have to take a small break, because obviously that is a lot of reading for a couple of days. But I want to feel, not that I've accomplished something, but basically say, like, you don't have to feel bad. You actually sat down and did reading. Because a lot of times I will make plans to sit down and read or sit down and write, and it just never happens all the time. And I just went, you know what? You have the 2 days off. Yes, you'll be working double the next 2 days, but at least you can say you actually did what you wanted to, and I am determined to do that. Right, I've only got 15 minutes, so I'm going to switch this off, and I'm actually going to see if I can get through this a tiny bit more before I have to go to my appointment. Okay, bye.
Day, I did figure out how to actually say the names. It's near, apparently, because it says near golf towards the end. I did find this out via the thanks of Audible, and I listened to the sample, and I can easily just call the other character Lynn. I don't have to say her full name. So we have Lynn and we have Near. Thank you. I am so sorry if I was disgracing anyone else when I was trying to pronounce it. Okay, so it's much later. It is 3:40. My appointment didn't go well, so yeah. I have been able to do some. We actually need to pause that. Mostly it was with the Art of the Blood audiobook on the way back, because I hate appointments, so I always end up listening to music just to keep myself sort of, I say, in a good mood. We'll say nothing more on that. I am currently not in the middle, but I have just started chapter 9 in Art in the Blood, which is about 26% of the way through. And because of like all the mess, we aren't actually that far in. To 24 hours is like, I've still got like 22 and a half, and just over 22 and a half hours left. So yeah, we're doing great. But I was able to eat something, so I feel a tiny bit better now. So I may end up just sitting here and just reading for at least a good few hours, and then I may try and force myself to get up and do the other thing I was meant to finish today, that being the Met part I wanted to try and get done. But we'll see how this goes. I don't know what I really want to continue with. I kind of want to continue with the audiobook for the moment, at least until part 3 apparently is finished, because it's really weirdly structured. So like, we've got part 1, which is chapters 1 and 2, part 2, which is chapters 3, 4, 5, 6 and 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then chapter 7 runs from chapter 7 to chapter 10. Then on to part 4, which is from 11 till 14, which will take me up to, but so if I make it to chapter 4, that will just be 2 hours into this, and obviously it is 6 hours, so I won't exactly be halfway through, but I would be, you know, a quarter of the way through. But then I do want to try and finish this, and I would much rather do it while my mind is somewhere active, but it might not be later on just because of everything that happens.
So we shall see. And given the fact this is a mystery, because it's a Sherlock Holmes one, I do kind of want to be in the correct headspace to be listening to this one as well. Not because I want to try and solve the murder or what. Well, actually, I don't know if there has been a murder. I just don't want to solve the mystery because, well, with Hex and Vex, I was able to kind of like figure out who might have been behind it. Excuse you. With these types of mysteries, I tend not to fully understand what's going on, but kind of just in my head, like it's hard for me to sometimes keep track of like the clues and stuff like that. I mean, we've already had one twist and turn of the whole thing, so yes. So my audiobook and this are going to be my primary focus for tonight. If I end up finishing both of these, which I'm kind of hoping I do if I stop talking, I again will do the Met part, try and focus on that before the end of the night, and then I will maybe try and begin the unexpected everything. But since it is now quiet in the house, I do want to try and get as much done as I can before everyone comes back. Though at the same time, I feel like I want to fall asleep, which is not good. But I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna get to reading. So, yeah. By the way, I am sorry if the lighting looks like crap, but I can't do much about that. Okay. Let's get to reading.
Hi guys, I apologise for the very poor or weird lighting. It's like just gone 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to be honest, like after I did that update, I only did a small bit of reading. I think mostly of The Art and the Blood. I can't actually remember because essentially because of what happened early in the day, my body just kind of like shut down and I ended up going to sleep for, I'll say close to 2 hours, and then I woke up again and kind of like forced myself to do something, and what I focused on was the Met part I had to make, which is all up on my channel, my other channel, not this one. I think it will be posted tomorrow. Technically the deadline was today, but I don't like uploading on days where I said I'm not going to upload. But yeah, and then after that I did say it. I did have to again try and convince myself that you need to do something else, otherwise you're not going to sleep. So because reading makes me sleepy as well, which is probably not a real combination, I picked up Elder Race again, and it's definitely gotten a lot more interesting. I'm on page 118, and you can definitely tell there's we've finally learned a lot more about sort of like, so essentially Lynn's race, we came from Earth and colonized this like new planet, but this has been lost over time, this history, and Nae's obviously explained that this is, and we kind of see this in a specific chapter where we have essentially, if I can show you, we have Lynn's and Nair's point of view. So you've got Nair's on this side, and then Lynn's on this. And you kind of immediately see, like, there is a language barrier, and this is causing so many problems for them. Because Nair is actually not a wizard. He does not know how to do magic. All the things that he's done is just part of his technology. It's just how he's born. It's basically what he's born with. And you kind of definitely see it where he's trying to explain it to them, but because of the language, I wouldn't even say it's a language barrier, because technically they are speaking the same language, but there is just a dialect confusion, because they're still hearing the words magic and how we came to this world through a magic boat. And when he's actually done explaining basically the whole entire lie behind their generation, he's like, oh yeah, that's exactly how it happens. I went, no, you've literally just heard this wrong. I've also struggled to read that. I essentially had to read Nair's whole thing and then go back and read Lynn's variation of the story. And I was just like, I felt so sorry for Nair. Because he had a full out, because like only a couple of like chapters before when it was last on his, we just saw him have a full blown emotional breakdown, and because he switched off his systems which stopped all the emotion coming through, he switched them off, so essentially it all came to basically haunt him over the course of the night. And then he's just seen Lynn promise all these things to these people who are like starving and believing they are under threat from a demon. And he's just like explode. He's just basically done what Lynn did to him just a few chapters before, and exploded on her, trying to explain that he is not a wizard or anything. Magic does not exist. And they're just not getting it. And I feel really sorry for him. And he does actually agree with, just out of exhaustion. Fine, let's go and fight your fight your demon, essentially. And he's not, he doesn't fully know, like, what he's going to fight, essentially, because he knows it's probably not a demon, and he also knows that he's probably he knows he's not meant to be interfering. Like, this whole interaction was not meant to be happening. But he come so far now, it was too late. So he doesn't know what he's getting into. Neither do they fully. They ditch the demon, taking possession of their fruits, sons and daughters or something. I don't know. But I haven't got that long left because, like I said, I'm on page 118 and it's 198 pages. So I've got 80 pages left. I'm probably definitely going to finish this tonight when I click off this and get back to reading, because it's definitely very interesting and I really do want to see what happens. At the same time, I am quite tired. As you can see, I'm trying to stuff you on that. I didn't get that far into Art the Blood. I'm still not 50% of the way through. So I may have to. So I definitely will be attempting to finish that tomorrow. with determination, as well as the unexpected everything, hopefully. I probably won't get to the divided, but it will probably be my next read. But that, because obviously I will need a break between all the fantasy and stuff before I read Divided, because I think the Divided is more, it is set in the modern day, but it has paranormal elements, so I may just like end up with burnout. Ooh, I'm so sorry guys. But yeah, this is only meant to be a quick update, and I'm already over 8 minutes, so I'm going to cut off and see if I can finish this before I end up falling asleep.